Hello, my fellow entrepreneurs. So, I wrote an article some time ago, and I thought this thing needs to have a video as well. So, if you actually prefer to read, you can just go right ahead and find the link, and you can go and reading it. But this video is for you if you understand your production process. Basically, the production part of your business is pretty well ironed out. You know how to create your products, or you know how to deliver the services of your business. And that part you got down. But when you try to take that to market, you kind of hear something a little bit like this. And it's not a very beautiful sound, trust me, I know. So if that's you, keep watching because this video is for you. So firstly, why do I call it a business lead? Why don't I just call it a lead? I'll tell you why. There's actually some confusion between different people who are trying to offer different things as to what a lead actually is. I'm going to sort of give it two different definitions here. You actually hear of different types of leads. So now a marketing agency will sometimes say to their client or their client business that I'm producing you lots of leads. And what they actually mean is I'm giving you some email addresses of people that have signed up for some, ebook or something like that. And or maybe they even think people that have liked your business page is a lead. Or maybe they think somebody who has, sent you a message on Facebook is a lead. So, okay, sure, maybe this person could be a buyer. But I mean, let's face it, some of these people are just random, oh, hello, oh, hi, or hey, I want your ebook, but I couldn't in a million years imagine buying from your business. So I'm going to define these guys as marketing leads. And all I mean with a marketing lead is somebody who's reached out and made any kind of contact at all with your business. Hello, I'm there, kind of like showed themselves who they are. Hi, this is me. My name is Joe Biggles. Or Sally Susan, I can't think of a last name right now. Sally Rutherford. you know who they are. Or they're, whatever the business name has just basically dropped the email. I can't think of that right now. But anyway, you get it, right? So that's a marketing lead. Somebody who's just basically said, hey, here I am. This is me. And there's someone made contact. You know who they are. Cool. That's very different from somebody who is a hot prospect, somebody who's like, on the edge of their chair, I want to buy your product. For us, it would be like, I want a website right now, or I want you to take control of all our marketing, or that person's, they're like searching, they're checking out the market, they're like, how's your product in price compared to this product in price, or how's your service in price, or what am I getting for my money? That guy is a very different type of guy or girl to your marketing lead. They're not just exploring, they want now. They've decided. They decided they're going to buy. They're just deciding who they're going to buy from and exactly what they're going to buy. That's a different type of person entirely. If somebody like that finds your business and your business could offer them what they want, we're going to call that kind of guy a sales lead. Because now what sometimes happens is marketing and sales not being completely coordinated, which is a terrible, terrible situation to have. Marketing goes, hey, look at all these cool leads. And sales goes, hey, I'm taking all these leads, but hold on, I can't do anything with an email address. Or they email the person, they just get no response. Or even if it's a phone number, they call the person says, no, I didn't sign up for your ebook. To sales, that sales goes, these aren't leads. This is useless to me. So sales decides, no, hold on, I'm going to define leads differently. So sales leads then go, cool. A sales lead is somebody with a strong interest in buying. That person is ready to buy. But, as I said, marketing and sales should work together. So, marketing should know that in the end, what are they trying to do is create sales leads. But, having a marketing lead is a step on the journey towards a sales lead. It's like, your business makes contact with another business or another person, if you're selling directly to the customer. And that person or that business knows you exist. Cool. That is, in some small sense, a marketing lead. Maybe the coolest type of lead you can have, but not totally cold. They at least know you exist. Now maybe you're going to educate them a little bit more. What do you do? What do you have to offer? What cool benefits are there to getting your product? And you kind of warm them up and they become closer and closer and closer. Well, hopefully, unless they realize you're not for them, in which case, let's get rid of them and find somebody else. But a percentage of these guys are going to move on and become sales leads, which means they're going to go, cool, I like what you guys have. I want some. Now, once they are like that, your sales guys can get on, do their thing, and you're going to get some sales. So you see the process. Both of these types of leads, marketing leads and sales leads, are important. So next thing that I want to cover here is why you should have a lot of leads. These things sometimes seem kind of self-explanatory, but when you actually think about them, they're more important than you first might put emphasis on, So let's say you have a sales team and they're on commission, or maybe it's you, the business owner, that does a lot of the sales. You know how important it is to get that cash flow going in. You don't want all your salaried employees sitting around doing nothing and still getting paid for it. So you need to get new deals and services and all that going, right? So you go, okay, cool, I'm going to get just enough to keep myself going, and we better just close absolutely everything, right? The problem with this strategy is that now, let's say you are giving yourself or your salespeople this small amount of leads to choose from. They feel desperate, they feel hungry. It's like if you have a buffet of food in front of you and all that's available is something you really don't feel like eating, something that's, I don't mind that one, and something that's absolutely delicious, but you only have like 2 or 3 spoons of each one, and you're starving, well, you kind of have to eat them all, right? Which is a very different scene to having a buffet that's like, the size of a grand ballroom filled with thousands of different dishes, and some of them are absolutely excellent and made by the top chefs of the world, and some of them are, dog food. So similarly with your organization, if you have so many options to sell to of potential customers or clients that can become buyers, your sales team can then go, okay, cool. These guys that are going to waste our time mostly and maybe buy something small, we can just put them on some kind of automated process. They can buy some small things for us and at least be kind of happy there. The guys that are really going to be our, long-time loyal customers that it's worth investing time into, if we have so many leads that we can actually choose, we can just go after our ideal customers and get tons of them and really boom our business, because we're just going to serve those guys in the best possible way. And by just serving those ideal customers, our business is just going to grow so much faster. So that's why we need a lot of leads, because the one thing you'll know as any salesperson is that you never close every single deal. Even if the only reason for that is that every single deal, every single person that comes to you as a lead isn't actually necessarily the right person for you. So you shouldn't close every single deal. But the thing is, you have to sift through people before you get there. So that's why you should just need a ton of leads and a big flow of leads. Like, let it come at you, man. Just get your kind of willingness to have a lot of leads coming to you. If you can get that idea in your head that I should have a lot of leads, you'll be halfway there already. So the next thing we're going to go is we're going to cover 6 proven ways of generating business leads online. Now, these are all obvious things you've probably heard of, but these are methods that are making businesses around the world trillions of dollars all the time. So they work. So if you're trying these, there's a few reasons why they might not be working. Maybe they're not the best strategy for your business in particular. Not all these strategies work the same, work as well as each other for different types of businesses. So maybe it's worth playing with one or other of these strategies and finding out which one is best for your business. The other thing is, maybe you're trying it and you're just not doing it right. In which case, learn more about that type of lead generation method. There is a lot to learn. Each one of these things have their own whole methods of winning at them. And if you're interested in learning more about these things, we can help you in any one of these fields. So reach out. The first one we're going to cover is social media marketing. So this has been a buzz for quite a while. And everybody likes to complain about Facebook, and everybody likes to go, oh my goodness, the latest scandal, and They influenced our politics and everything, for sure. It's still an excellent way of getting your business out there for many, many types of industries. Particularly if you just want to go straight to customer, you're in retail or something like that, you're a hotel chain or something that serves a general audience, Facebook is amazing. If you're a local business, you have a walk-in store and everything kind of focus on that. It's so easy and it's so cheap to just reach the people that are right around you in a little radius and just put out Facebook ads there. For a restaurant, I can't imagine a restaurant not putting out Facebook ads to the area around them. For me, it's like a no-brainer. You could just be in people's Facebook feeds right around you, and they'll see you've got a cool special tonight. You will get so much more business just like that. Easy way of generating leads, and actually very cheap. You need to know a little bit about Facebook advertising. It's not super complicated. As I've said, rocket expansions here for you on that. Just reach out. Give you some statistics. This is probably even outdated. It's probably more than this. But last time when I wrote this article, which was about 2 months or 3 months ago, the average adult spends between 2 to 3 hours on social media every day alone. That is an insane amount of scrolling through Facebook feeds and Instagram and whatever, right? Okay, so now something to know about social media marketing, just like any other type of online traffic generating that then becomes leads kind of strategy, is how it actually works. So let's say you have a website or a Facebook page or an Instagram page, or you want to get found on Google or whatever. Your online platform, meaning all your different pages and websites and whatever that you're part of, works just like a physical store in the actual world. Like this, let me explain. So let's say you have a physical store in a part of town, it's a really unknown neighborhood. It's not a business district that gets traffic. It's just in the middle of nowhere. Let's say it's like 2 hours drive outside town and nobody ever goes there on the most slow street ever. You're never ever going to get any walk-in traffic, right? The chances are zero. I mean, once a year somebody's going to drive down that road and see you, and your business is just going to go out of business. Now imagine on the flip side, your business was on the busiest street in town. The perfect types of people walk past you all the time. They walk past, they saw, that's just what I need. I'm just the kind of person that likes to buy, and I happen to walk past you all the time. And just by being in the right place, you can get a ton of traffic and have a ton of sales. Well, online, it's no different. You need to be where people are. Now, online, it's a little bit different how you get there. You don't build something in a place. You make sure you are in front of the right type of people. That's how you sort of be in the place where they are. And online, that's quite easy to do if you know how, because you get all this massive amount of targeting information that, as we know, it's a sort of the flip side of the whole privacy debate that's raging now, legal debate. But the beautiful thing about marketing from a business perspective is you can already know so many things about people and talk to them right where they are. If they're on Facebook, you can know how big that audience is. You can just target that audience on Facebook. Google, maybe you don't know immediately, but at least once you've done a few experiments, you can know how many people are clicking on your ad. And after a while, enough traffic's flowing through your website, you have a pretty good idea of what the demographics of people that are interested in what you're about are. Okay, so why social media and when social media? So social media is, like it suggests, something that can create a bit of a buzz where you can, if you've got a post that's really interesting or really quirky or funny or something like that, people will share it, people will like it, people will comment, people will engage with your business. Makes your business feel more friendly and more real. And people know, oh, okay, cool. They've got a big Facebook page. Yes, likes, vanity metric, whatever. Oh, I've got so many likes. No, how many people are following me on Instagram? Okay, whatever. Say what you will, a page with thousands of likes inspires confidence. Because enough people came to that page and said, I like this page. Vanity metric or not, it means something to a new person arriving. There's confidence. The mere fact that there's thousands of people that like your page, okay, confidence. At least hundreds of people, some confidence. 3 people, No, I'm not gonna buy anything from them. You get the idea. Now, social media, the only really important rule in social media, I've been guilty of this. Excuse me if you've seen something on my social media posts like this. Don't be boring. Do not be the boring guy or girl, because nobody cares about boring. Social media is about keeping their interest all the time. Do whatever you can. Okay, maybe not whatever you can. There should be some limits. You want to project your business a certain way. Within what feels right about your business and what feels right about the look of your business, say something that you would be interested in checking out. You know? Give interesting information. Do something a bit weird. Try different things out. Offer contests and competitions and give people reasons to like you. Give people reasons to share your post. Create a buzz. Like, be that interesting person at the party who's like, oh my goodness, who's that person? You know, I want to go talk to that person. That's what you're going to be on social media. It's not about, buy my product, I'm so cool, blah, blah, blah. Nobody cares, right? That buy your product thing is days gone by, and you just get people, one of those things, I'm out of here. So don't be that in your face person. Be that like, hey, this person is an interesting person. If your business was a person, right? Cool. So next in line, in the order number 2, is Google Ads. So I would suggest working out the way that you advertise on Facebook, and then when you've worked out, because Facebook's a lot cheaper than Google. So what I would suggest is you first go with Facebook. You work out, okay, cool. So once this person has interacted with me, what's a successful way of taking them from somebody who doesn't know me to somebody who's actually asking to buy from me, or asking for, a consultation or a meeting or whatever your business is, or whatever your process is to get a sale in your business is. So Facebook, you can sort of iron that process out. Once you've taken them to your website, you can just get a lot of traffic through Facebook ads. It's a lot cheaper, and you can go, okay, cool. Once I've got somebody here, I've worked out what to do with them to turn them into a lead. Once you've done that on Facebook, then I would suggest going onto Google, onto the right keywords. You might have to experiment a bit. If you want advice, again, we're here for you. We'll help you with this. But then onto Google, you've got a very, very intentional searcher, as opposed to with Facebook. They're just scrolling. Because you've targeted them, they might have an interest, maybe not. Even if your targeting is perfect, they are the right type of person, but that type of person right now has no interest in buying from you. That Facebook or Instagram or Pinterest searcher or whatever is just going to scroll right past, because they want to see the next cool thing on social media. They don't want to buy your stuff. The Google searcher is completely different. The Google searcher, when they say, Sony camera, the spec, blah, blah, blue, blah, blah, they want to buy that thing. When they say they want a, GU10 light bulb or whatever, I don't know. When they say they want a author website with SEO, they want that thing. They search for that thing. They go, okay, cool. I want this thing. They've put a specific thing. They've decided they want it already. So if you can then have your ad right there, and your ad's got clever copy, and it just catches their attention enough to go, okay, cool, I'll check this ad out. If your ad can convince them that it's the right thing, it's going to serve them, there's your traffic. Now, the reason you wanted your Facebook lead generation thing first is you're going to pay less to work out your lead generation process, and then you're going to go into Google Ads to get the targeted traffic that's interested in buying. So you're not going to waste money sending people to a process that doesn't work. So that's Google Ads. Again, Rocket's here for you. We can help you out with this. So I've touched on it already a little bit, but one of the most important things in lead generation is tracking your lead generation process. Because especially online, this is very easy to do. You can see how much you're paying for adverts. You can see how many ads are clicking. You can see how many of the clicks are signing up for emails. You can see how many of these email subscribers respond to your email posts, etc., right? So tracking your lead generation process online is probably one of the most important ways to increase your lead generation process online. It sounds a little bit obvious and a little bit sort of cyclical, but it does actually make sense. It's very all these software give you statistics anyway. Google Analytics on your website, if you don't have that, you should have that. You should see how many people are doing what on your website. Very easy to set up. I mean, it takes 5 minutes, and then you've got access to what's going on for your website for months, and you can see who goes to what pages. You can set up certain pages to help people buy things or set up calls for you. It's invaluable seeing what's happening, so you can make more of the good stuff happen and less of the bad stuff happen, and take more of your traffic and turn them into sales, leads, sales, right? Marketing, yeah, you get it right. The next one is so obvious that most people know this already. If you are starting to use these other types of methods that I've already gone over, sending people to your website from Facebook or Google, and sometimes you just want to get people to have some kind of trust in you, like, why am I doing this video, right? I'm just offering you something that I think you might find useful, and why did I write the article that this video is based on? Same reason. I just want to give you something that you can use that hopefully will be of some benefit to you, and you can either go on your merry way, or you can go, hey, this person might know something, and maybe I should just reach out, and we'll see, maybe we can do something for your business, right? Similarly, on your website, if you create some kind of content, you want to create a way that somebody can then continue the conversation with you and learn more about you. And the most obvious, easy way, you see it all the time, is to give them an opportunity to receive email from you. So yeah, give them a reason to want to receive email from you. The obvious ways, offer an ebook, offer a free course, offer a free 20-minute consultation. If you're salespeople, you can do that. Whatever kind of makes sense. You don't say sign up for email. Nobody wants more email, trust me. You say learn to do this, or get better at this, or have an ebook that'll teach you this, or have a video course that'll teach you this. People want that kind of stuff. Or if you've worked out what your target market wants, give them that. Then they'll sign up. The next thing we're going to cover is called search engine optimization, SEO. It's a very complicated, fancy word that means basically getting to the first page of Google or other search engines, but Google is by far the biggest search engine in the world. I think it's over 80% of all the searches, maybe 90%, something like that. But basically, if you were to summarize and make it really simple, all SEO means is when people are searching for your product or service, for keywords that matter, your website comes up number one, or as close to number one as possible. Number one is very valuable because number one gets by far more traffic than any of the other search results. I've seen different statistics at different times, but I believe it's around 30% of all the traffic from that keyword, maybe 33%, something like that, comes from that first entry on Google for that keyword. So you always want to aim for that first entry. Now SEO, I've seen SEO, I've read so much about SEO. The amount of information about SEO online is mind-boggling, mainly for the reason that SEO is all about having content online. So everybody who's good at SEO knows they're going to put out a lot of content online to give Google opportunities to find them for these different bits of content they've put out online. And because everybody who wants to sell their SEO services knows this, they've put out a lot of content about SEO. So there's so much information out there. Some of it applies to big business, some of it applies to small business, some of it doesn't apply to anything because it's the biggest load of rubbish. I've learned this personally. I've listened to people that seem to know what they're doing, only to find there was absolutely, if there was any value in what they said, I couldn't find it because it didn't help me at all. And then I've gone and then I've kept on digging and I've gone, trial and error. And the reason it's it's sometimes a bit tricky to know what is right in SEO or not is because Google doesn't instantly go, that's a good article, I'm going to put that number one. No, Google doesn't do that at all. Google goes, hey, there's a lot of information out here. Now, Google's not starved for content. There's more content out there than can ever rank on Google. So Google goes, okay, this is a good article. Let me test it with a small amount of people that search for this thing. So I mean, this article that I wrote is called Business Leads. I wrote it a few months ago. Google, I noticed, showed it to a bunch of people at one stage, and suddenly it gave me a bit of search traffic from there. This is exactly how it works. It shows it to a bunch of people. It ranks it in the first 10, maybe even number 1. I'm not 100% sure because it's only to a small amount of people. And it goes, okay, let's test it out. Do people click on this? And then it uses user signals, people that are browsing, and says, okay, they've scrolled down a little bit, that's a good sign, or they just arrive at the article and what's this article? And they just leave. Google tracks all that thing, all that process. If people scroll right through the article, that's noted by Google. If people go to the web page, not necessarily an article, maybe it's the home page or whatever, and the people are clicking around inside that website, they stay in that website, Google sees, oh, that's a good sign, the person found what they wanted. All Google is trying to work out is for that search term, like let's say the search term is business leads, like this video, right? If Google finds somebody put in business leads and they stayed on my article and they watched the video and they spent a long time and they maybe signed up for an email newsletter on my website, Google goes, hey, this is a good site. Let me send more people who search for that to this website. And if I do all that really, really well, my article eventually ranks number 1 for business leads. That is in a nutshell search engine optimization. And it's mostly about creating the best possible content for specific keywords in Google. If you can do this, you can literally get Google to hand you thousands and thousands of people searching for what you want. Hundreds of thousands of people if you're good. Millions of people if you're really good. Obviously, it's very competitive because the entire internet is trying to get the big traffic keywords. So you got to put out something that's really, really, really wanted out there and needed. And it's a constant game to try to stay relevant and try to, answer things that are actually appropriate. So that's a whole world out there, but it's very, very valuable. Because online, 50% of all the traffic that goes to all the websites on the internet comes from search engines. So if you don't care about search engines, you're basically just closing the door to half of the possible traffic on the internet. So it's just stupid. So people say SEO is dead, blah, blah, blah. No, SEO is very important. There's also things that some people don't realize. There's something called local SEO. What that is helping people. Like, let's say you're not a business that serves the world. Let's say you serve a specific area of the world. Maybe it's a few blocks, maybe it's a city, maybe it's a region. You don't have to optimize for search around the world. There's certain things you can do that indicate to Google that these searches are relevant for people around your business. So that is called local SEO, and that's a lot easier to rank for because you're not competing with the world. Google knows that if people search for restaurants near me, you're not going to get a restaurant on the other side of the planet ranking. Google's going to show you the restaurants near you. So that's a lot easier to get results in for Google search. So it's not necessarily difficult. Number 6. This is the one I like the most because this is the one that actually saves you a whole lot of trouble, a whole lot of time. Yes, it costs you some money, but basically you can take this whole video and you can just go, here we go, put it into action. And this number 6 is outsourcing a lead generation specialist. Yes, that's me. That is me. That is me. That is Rocket Expansion. That is my agency. That is my people. We are lead generation specialists. We will take what you do. We will analyze who you want to sell to. We will go, this is your target audience. Or actually, we won't even do that. We'll go, these are your target audiences. We'll focus on one niche that you could sell to. We'll understand that niche completely. We'll understand your product completely. We'll work out how your product best serves that niche and make sure they really understand that it does that. We go out, we find your ideal customers. We turn them into marketing leads, as I've said earlier. We work out things that get them interested. We don't create boring content. We create content that communicates. We let people know, you're pretty cool. They want to be involved in what you're involved in. Then we move them over. We take the ones that express a lot of interest, we move those guys a little bit closer to sales leads, and then we hand them to you and go, call them, let's do business. So that is the easy way of generating leads, letting somebody else take it over. Obviously, it's not the cheapest way because, well, it's not the cheapest way at first. It might actually be the cheapest way in the long run, because everything I've told you here is obviously the tip of the iceberg. You could spend a lot of time, as we have and as our staff have, learning all these different methods. But at the end of the day, you want to invest in the quickest route to where you want to get to. And you're obviously good at what you do in your business, because otherwise you wouldn't have a business here. Because trust me, I know business is difficult. You know, it's not easy to be successful as a business in any niche. Sure, you can make a little, drop in the ocean, but if you really want to rock it, you have to have a good product or service. So you obviously have that to some degree, otherwise you wouldn't even be in business. So there is some value to taking your skill and just being really good at that, and then taking somebody else who is good at generating leads and use them for what they're good at. And then in the end, they pay, well, not even in the end, quite quickly, they pay for themselves, and you see the benefit, and then you're just making more sales, your business grows faster, and everybody's happy. There we go. I hope you've enjoyed this video. This is how to unlock more valuable business leads. Would really appreciate it if you give me some feedback on this. I put quite a lot of effort into making this video. I hope it was helpful. You're welcome to like my channel, or you're welcome to leave me a comment on my blog, or check out the blog if you're interested. There's some information on there. It's not exactly the same. I'll keep you posted on when the next one comes out. Thanks.